Shalom. Shalom. My name is Yeshaya Yisrael, giving honor and praise to the Creator and the Maker of heaven and earth, the Most High Power. This particular teaching here, unfortunately, is necessary due to the fact that there are some people who have the ideology or the concept or the feeling that lesbianism, that is to say the sexual activity between two females, is acceptable in the Israelite culture. Believe it or not, there are some who actually feel that way, as crazy as it sounds. We're going to go over the scriptures, and this will only be citing from the Old Testament, all right? Regarding this particular subject. In Deuteronomy, the 23rd chapter, and verse 18, we see, there shall be no harlot of the daughters of Israel, neither shall there be a sodomite of the sons of Israel. Now, when you look at the Hebrew on the left-hand side, what you are seeing is this. Lo tihyeh Quadesha mibnot Yisrael, wa lo yihyeh Quadesh mibnei Yisrael. Now, the word Quadesh is translated in Deuteronomy 23 as the word sodomite. If such is a correct translation, then the feminine of Quadesh will be Quadesha, which will be a female sodomite. All right. So therefore, that will be talking about a homosexual, either one that's a male or a female. So this is something we want to point out for edification purposes. Let's go on to the next slide. The matter of Quadesh, Deuteronomy 23:19. Thou shalt not bring the hire of a harlot or the price of a dog into the house of the Lord thy God for any vow. For even both of these are an abomination unto the Lord thy God. The Hebrew says this on the left-hand side. Lo tabi etnan Zohnah, kir kele bet yorewahe Eloheka, lo kol neder, ki to abat yorewahe Eloheka gam shenehem. Okay, now let's understand something. The word Zohnah in Hebrew is translated in Deuteronomy 23, verse 19 here as the word harlot. All right? Then when we go back to Deuteronomy 23, verse 18, we see harlot, but the Hebrew that's there is not the word Zohnah. It's the word Quadesha. So we have to come to an understanding, does Quadesha mean harlot or lesbian in layman terms? The matter of Quadesh, First Kings chapter 14, verse 24, English first. And there were also sodomites in the land. They did according to all the abominations of the nations which the Most High drove out before the children of Israel. The Hebrew says this, Wagam Quadesh, Haya Ba'aretz, Asu Kokota Abot, Hagoyim Asher Horish Yodewahe, Mipnei Bnei Yisrael. Now, you see right there where it says, and also, and there were also, Wagam, Quadesh. Quadesh, as you see here in 1 Kings 14, is translated as the word sodomites. All right? Haya ba'aretz, in the land. Why do I emphasize that point as shown in the scriptures there? Because there are some trying to say that the word Quadesh means a temple prostitute, and Quadesha is a female temple prostitute. Yet we don't see that in the temple right here in the book of 1 Kings. It says in the land. It don't say the temple. Yes, there were sodomites in the temple, but we have to know and understand that they did according to all the abominations of the nations that the Most High drove out before the children of Israel. So for the people who want to translate the word Quadesha as a temple prostitute and not more so as the word lesbian, you're going to have to explain why does 1 Kings 14 have the same Quadesh, or some may say temple prostitute, in the land. See, the temple was in the land. There were sodomites in the land. You understand? Whether they was in the temple or not. Let's go on. The matter of Quadesh. 1 Kings chapter 15, verse 12. The English verse. And he put away the sodomites out of the land and removed all the idols that his father had made. The Hebrew says this. Waya abed ha-Quadeshim, min ha-aretz. Wayasal et kal hagilurim asher asu abotayewa. All right, so this is talking about King Asa, right? Now, in the book of First Kings, chapter 15, verse 12, right here, where it says Wahak Deshim or Hak Deshim. Quadeshim is the plural of the word Quadesh. Quadesh is masculine singular. Quadeshim is what? Masculine plural. Quadesha will be the feminine singular of such. All right? Let's go on to the next slide. And notice how it's all translated out of the land. The Sodomites out of the land. Not the temple prostitutes out of the land. Let's go on. The matter of Quadesh. 1 Kings chapter 22, verse 47. And the remnant of the Sodomites that remained in the days of his father Asa, he put out of the land. Wayeter ha-Quadesh, asher nish'ar bimei Asa abiu, bi'er min ha'aretz. Now, we see right there for those looking into the Hebrew, right? The second word there, remember Hebrew is always read from right to left, right? Ha-Quadesh, which means what? Sodomites that remained in the days of his father Asa, he put away out of the land. Notice that it keeps emphasizing the Sodomites in the land, the Sodomites in the land. This is talking about the acts of King Jehoshaphat. Next slide. The matter of Quadesh, 2 Kings chapter 23, verse 7. And he broke down the houses of the Sodomites that were in the house of the Most High, where the women wove coverings for the Asherah. Wayitot et bate ha-Quadeshim, asher babet Yorewahe, asher hanashim orogot sham batim la Asherah. The word right there, nonetheless, Quadeshim, Hak-Deshim, meaning the Sodomites that were in the house of the Most High. So we see that they broke down the houses of the Sodomites that were in the house of the Most High. Not that the word that is said to mean sodomite in Hebrew, said as Quadesh or Quadeshim, should be translated as temple prostitute. All right, you're not going to find that even in the King James or the Masoretic text. You understand? And as we expounded on earlier, you see these Quadesh and Quadeshim in the land. And here we see them in the temple, but they're still sodomites, homosexuals nonetheless. The matter of Quadesha, Genesis chapter 38, verse 21 to verse 22. Then he asked the men of her place, saying, where is the harlot that was at Enaim by the wayside? And they said, there have been no harlot here. And he returned to Judah and said, I have not found her. And also the men of the place said, there have been no harlot here. The Hebrew says this, looking at it on the top left-hand side, reading from the right part. Why yish'al et anshe mekoma lemor aye ha-Quadesha hi ba'enaim al haderek. Why yomru lo haita baze Quadesha. So, many people go to Genesis 38 to say, see, when it's talking about Tamar, who happened to be pregnant, all right, it says there in the English the word harlot, but the Hebrew says the word Quadesha. You understand? Brothers and sisters, that obviously was a misunderstanding of the people who were talking even in the Hebrew. Because what they were looking for, what they was asking for, was not a harlot. They said Quadesha, which means a lesbian. So the mission that Judah sent those men on, they did not complete their mission correctly. All right? The Hebrew on the bottom says this. Wayashab el Yehuda. Wayomer lo mazatiha. Wagam anshe hamakom amru. Lo hayata baze Quadesha. Brothers and sisters, when Judah sent them forth, he's talking about she has played the harlot. Played the harlot in Hebrew is the root word zana. That also is the root word meaning to go astray. You don't find that word mingled in with the word Quadesh or Quadesha. All right? So therefore, the people that you see in Genesis 38, they verbally stated something in Hebrew that Judah did not really send them upon. Let's go on. The matter of Zohnah, the matter of Zohnah. Genesis chapter 38, verse 15. When Judah saw her, he thought her to be a harlot, for she had covered her face. The Hebrew says this, Vayir'eha Yehuda, Vayakshabeha lezonah, Kikasta paneha. Now, the word lezonah means what? For a harlot, to be a harlot. Zohnah is there. When you see it accurately translated here in Genesis 38, verse 15, you see the word harlot there in the English, and then you see Zohnah here in the Hebrew. As we saw the word Zohnah in the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 23, verse 19. Zohnah means harlot. Quadesha does not mean harlot. All right, so this is something we want to go and pawn for edification purposes. So when Judah was with Tamar, all right, he had took her to be a harlot, not a Quadesha. You don't see that here in Genesis 38:15. He didn't take her to be a female sodomite or a lesbian. He took her to be a harlot. A harlot and a lesbian are two different things. Let's go on. Matter of Zohnah and Quadesha-Hosea chapter 4. I will not punish your daughters when they commit harlotry, nor your daughters-in-law when they commit adultery, for they themselves consort with lewd women, and they sacrifice with harlots, and the people that is without understanding is distraught. The Hebrew says this, Lo ef quod al benotekem, ki tiznena, wa al kalotekem, ki tenaafna, ki hem im hazonot yefaredu, we im haquadeshot yezabeku, we im lo yabin yilabet. Now, I actually did this particular thing and shown, brothers and sisters, the highlight part in color code. Hazonot, they translate here as lewd women, but zonot is the plural of the word Zohnah. We see Zohnah, all right, for those familiar with the Hebrew, second line here, reading from right to left, Lamed, Zion, Waw, Nun, Hey, that is the word meaning harlot, correctly translated here in Genesis. Zonot, the plural of Zohnah, they translate here in the book of Hosea 4 as lewd women. Why? And then it goes on to say, and they sacrifice with harlots. We'im haquadeshot yezabeku. Quadeshot is the plural of the word Quadesha. But in order to sit there and try to sugarcoat it, to not put a word such as female sodomite, all right, such as lesbian inside of the English Bible, they decided it was a better idea to say lewd women, and then when it comes to the word for lesbian, they say the word harlot. All right, but we just want to show for edification purposes what we're talking about. Hebrew knowledge, let's go Yisrael. Genesis chapter 40, verse 14. The English first, left-hand side. But have me in thy remembrance when it shall be well with thee, and show kindness, I pray thee, unto me, and make mention of me unto Pharaoh, and bring me out of this house. The Hebrew says this, Ki im the karatani, itka, ka ashel yitab laka, wa asita na imadi kased, wa his karatani, el paro, wa ho zaytani, mean habayit hazeh. All right, the bold type part there says the word chesed, and it means kindness. Now let's go to Leviticus chapter 20, verse 17. The English first. And if a man shall take his sister, his father's daughter, or his mother's daughter, and see her nakedness, and she see his nakedness, it is a shameful thing, and they shall be cut off in the sight of the children of their people. He hath uncovered his sister's nakedness, he shall bear his iniquity. With ish, Ashel yikwak et akoto. Beit Salakli. Let's go over. With ish. Ashel yikwak et akoto. Bat abil o bat imo. Wara'ah et erwata. Wahi tir et erwato. Chesed hu. Wenik retu. Le ene bene amam. Erwat akoto gila awono yisa. Now the bold type part there, chesed, like the word you see there on the left-hand side, but kesed here means shameful. So it's the same letters, ket, samet, dalet. What are we saying? That the word kased, meaning kindness, can be kesed, also meaning shameful. So you got to know context clues. You got to understand what the author is saying. Let's go on. Genesis chapter 3:19 and Deuteronomy chapter 1, verse 41. Hebraically inclined. In the sweat of thy face thou shalt eat bread, till thou return unto the ground, for out of it thou wast taken. For thus thou art, and to dust thou shalt return. Bezeat aperka tokal lechem, ad shupka el ha'adama, ki memena lekwakta, ki aparata, wa el aparata shub. Deuteronomy chapter 141 in the English says the following. Then he answered and said unto me, we have sinned against the Lord. We will go up and fight according to all that the Lord our God commanded us. And ye girded every man his weapons of war, and deemed it light thing to go up into the hill country. The Hebrew says this. Wa ta'anu, wa tomru elai, katanu la yah, anaknu na'ale, wa nil kamnu, kako ashil ziwanu, yorewahe Eloheinu. Watak giru ish et kileha et kile milkamto wata hinu la alot hahara. All right, let's look at this. The left-hand side, bread, is lechem. The right-hand side in the green, fight. The root word there in the green letters is lamed chet mem. What am I saying? That the word for bread, or to break bread, or to eat bread, all right, or to dine upon bread, or the word for bread, can be said as the same word for fighting in root in Hebrew. Point is this, you have to understand the context of what's going on. Next slide. The point in this presentation is to, 1, to help eradicate the idea that a female and a female can have sex in Hebrew culture. 2, to get into the Hebrew language to understand the Hebrew culture. 3, to win friends and influence people to a better, not confused, way of life. Brothers and sisters, I hope this presentation has been understood, respected, and if there's any questions, please feel free to comment. I can be reached at 908-587-4841. Shalom.